Geoff Ulrich, start me with your captain pick. So this is 1.5 times the salary, but you do get 1.5 times the points.
Don't overthink it. Just put Lamar Jackson in your captain spot. I mean, give Lamar Jackson some credit. You know, over 230 passing yards in every single game so far this season. The passing yards are there. He's been over 20 DK fantasy points now in the last 2 games, and he's only taken 7 carries in this game. So the biggest thing about the showdown slate, there's value in other positions. And Pearce and I are on the show, so we got some doozies lined up, and I'm sure AJ's got some value lined up to help you too. But there are some legitimate value plays you can play. Make the people who don't captain Lamar here pay. Put him in the captain spot. It's a pretty good spot against a bad Colts secondary as well.
Okay, Pearce, do you have anybody else besides Lamar in your captain spot, which according to Geoff would be overthinking it?
Geoff's exactly right. It is overthink. I mean, I did overthink it. I tried to find an alternative, but there really isn't anybody out there. I'm not crazy about the Colts secondary, but I'm also not crazy about Hollywood Brown either. There's plenty of good players that can have good games, but there's not a lot of guys that can have explosive games and really score a bunch of points in that captain spot. So ultimately, Geoff's right. Don't overthink it. Take the guy that's going to have the ball in his hands the entire game and pretty much, controls this offense. Just play Lamar Jackson and move on.
Yeah, AJ Jackson, he does take a massive chunk out of the salary, but his ceiling makes the investment worth it, it feels like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with these guys, but I will give you one other option if you want it. I'm not saying you should. I think they're right. Don't overthink this, but if you want it, maybe look at Latavius Murray at 11-1 here. He leads the team in overall touches, including 18 last week. He's also first on the Ravens in red zone opportunities as well. So, the Colts, they have only given up 18.7 fantasy points per game to running backs. That's pretty limited there. So, again, I go with these guys. Lamar Jackson's the way to go. But if you are trying to separate yourself and get fancy with it, Latavius Murray might be an option for you.